For number 33 and 37, when we are looking at matrices, we're going to use the information that we already learned about the matrices to then decipher the two problems here that they're wanting us to answer. So for number 33, it asks you to solve for the variable, okay? And what it has in the book is it has one matrix. One matrix is equal to the next matrix. So first we say, are their sizes equal? Well, this is a 2 by 2 matrix, and this is a 2 by 2 matrix here. And so when we have a 2 by 2 that's equal to another 2 by 2, that means each entry point must be equal. So I've color-coded to show you that our entry row 1, column 1 must equal row 1, column 1 of the other one because of the equal sign. So because they are both equal, when we have variables, we can write little equations for that. So if we were looking only at our row 1, column 1, or our little blue ones here, we would know that 2x must be equal to 6, or negative 2x, because we've got a negative 2x in our row 1 column spot in the first matrix and a 6 in our row 1 column spot of our second matrix. So those two have to be equal, and we're going to solve for x. So then for y, same thing. Y, we have a negative 8 in our row 1 column 2 spot. And then we have y in our row 1, column 2 of the next one. And those two entry places have to be equal. So we're going to solve for x for the first one, and we're going to solve for y for the second one. So for number 37, we are using our matrices to organize data. So it gives you a bunch of information about wins and losses. So we've got wins and losses for 3 separate teams. Remember, I said matrices are wonderful for organizing lots of data for things that maybe not be exactly the same. So we have 3 separate teams, but we do have wins and losses for both. What they do give you is that they say, here is information before the All-Star game, and then here's information after the All-Star game. So I made a table first, and I said, here's my 3 teams, the Braves, Mariners, and Cubs. Side note, Braves are my favorite. Then we had wins for all 3 of those teams and losses for all 3 of those teams. So I'm just going to organize the data they gave me. The Braves had 59 wins and 29 losses. Mariners had 37 wins, 51 losses. Cubs had 48 wins, 39 losses. So as I get that information, now I can write that as a matrix. Now for my second one, I want to set up my columns and my rows exactly the same. So if I had Braves, Mariners, Cubs, I need to have Braves, Mariners, Cubs in that order. I had wins, then loss. That means I need to have wins, then loss. Otherwise, the information doesn't coordinate. So I went ahead and set my tables up the same, and I input the data that they gave me, and then that gives me another matrix. So for number 38, it says total the wins and losses for each team. So total means addition. So we're going to take our first matrix, and we're going to add it to our second matrix. When we add like entry points. And so what we are doing is we are adding up the wins and we're adding up the losses. So when you get your matrix answer, it will still be in a 3 by 2. And you should notice that we've got Braves wins beforehand plus Braves wins after. And we've got Braves losses beforehand plus Braves losses afterwards. So you should have, 106 for the Braves wins. And you should have 56 for the Braves losses. So we are adding up the wins and the losses for each team. And so we've done that by using matrices and quick adding across.